Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to PSGL Season 26, F6 at Round 1 at Austria. I'll be your commentator, IRL Nian, or as Jared Fosbury, as some people do know me as I believe we're just waiting on a couple of drivers to turn up, and we will be going away very shortly. As you did see last week, pre-season round, where a few people did sandbag on their pace, and then there was a few people actually showing their true pace. Maybe one of those drivers was Felix Negua and Lewis Marshall in them cities where those two ironically crashed into each other in one of the races in there. So will they do that today in Austria? Only time will tell. And I can tell the F6 drivers are pumped to get this first round out of the way so they can enjoy the whole season and see who can become the F6 champion and the F6 Constructors champions. We should be going very shortly. I'll read your comments in a minute, just give me a second. There we go. Evening, Cameron Blaze, and good evening, Toxic. As Marshall said, shut up. Well, you know, Lewis, vice versa. You know, Lewis will probably crash today, so tell him to don't bottle. And, good evening, Das. Let's go. Everyone is pumped up for the F6 race, then it looks like. So who are we waiting on? We're waiting on the Haas, which I believe. Let's have a look. It's either James or it's Semfi, I believe it is, we're waiting on. So hopefully you can join as soon as possible, and it'll be awesome to have a full grid for the first round. Well then. As we can see, F8 and F9 have been going quite well, it looks like. F8 currently Sam Thompson's in second, and they're on lap 33. And F9's on lap 26, and they've got a safety car. And one of the Mercedes drivers are leading that, so that's interesting. However, the more important question is F6. While we do wait on... we need a mod that you can promote your own Levi's. Well, if you guys got any questions, do leave them in the comments. And any predictions for qualifying, any early predictions? Same to you, Lewis, you know. Now, good luck today and good luck to everybody in F6. Hope to have a nice clean race. Some good battles on track. No Hamilton or Albon moments in turn 4, I believe it is. Or turn 3. We have 1 more minute. Well then, I think we will be going now. Just 12 minutes now, which is awesome. I think my qualifying prediction then today, I think Legende is going to take pole position in qualifying. And then I'm going to go with Lewis Marshall second with... Who's third? It's interesting. Who's third? That's the question. It's very tricky. Everyone's quite close for third place. I think FRL Terror Racer, I think he could possibly get a third place today. So everyone now is starting to ready up and the countdown has begun. It's only 20 more seconds until we head into qualifying. Something I believe is going to join through quali. Well, everybody picks up their tyre choice. I think a balanced tyre choice is probably the safest option, since the tyre strategy around here I think is soft to medium. I did soft to hard in F10, but didn't really work out. So I think soft to medium will be a push. Soft to hard will be the safe option to try and make it to the end. Or we could see some two-stop strategies. Ooh, as it's really cloudy then in Austria. He has joined, so he will be in the race. Then he'll just miss out on qualifying. Well, cheers, Cameron. But some people did make soft mediums work, so see if anyone can manage their tyre wear better than other people. As we can see, a Renault leaving the garage. Is that Legende? No, yes it is. It is Legende. Wait. Now we have 20 drives. Oh, can you now take part in quali actually? Is that a new feature? I didn't even know that. Okay then. Well then, Legenda is out first on his out lap, and I think he may be expecting some rain. It is really cloudy. Reminds me of the F10 where rain was imminent in quali, so see if they're going to have the same conditions. So then we have a Red Bull behind him, then a McLaren, Williams, and the two Mercs, Lewis Marshall and Felix further behind. So here we go then. Legenda is about to start his run. Getting a hot lap on. Getting all the fuel to the max power. Let's see how tired he is. Nice final corner. Was very tired there. Didn't touch the curb, surprisingly, to be honest. And Legenda then starts his first qualifying lap of the F6 grid. He takes a nice turn one there. Doesn't invalidate. Activates DRS. It's getting a bit of traffic. Remember, you're not allowed to give slipstream. As Finley and trying to move out of the way. Here comes Legenda there. Nice taste of the hairpin. Oh, but rear kicked out a little bit there as he went into third gear. Activates DRS again. Let's see where Albon and Hamilton crashed, how he takes this corner then. Nice and tidy. Still avoids exit curb, which I would have done the same, to be honest. Takes a nice tight line on the double left-hander. He's in sixth gear there, which is surprising, to be honest. I thought he would have gone fifth. As he's now approaching the final two corners, where you've got to nail this section. Runs a little bit wide, touches the exit curb this time, and comes to the line. What time will it be? It'll be a 1:03.8. So, as Thomas already beats that, does a 3:7 there, so he's a tenth quicker in that Red Bull. And then Sneaky destroys that time by a couple of tenths, a 3.4. It's a good lap there from the McLaren driver, and already picking up the pace by Felix Degwall then just beats, and then Lewis Marshall Time's getting quicker. Lewis Marshall's a 3 flat. Then APG Atomic sets a 3-3. Splits both Mercedes. Will we see a Mercedes dominance this season as we see in real life F1 as Tipson takes third place with 3-4-2. Wow, these times are very close at the moment. As we go on board with the other Renault driver of the Gendate's teammates, who is on his flying lap this time. Locks up a little bit into the hairpin, which is turn 4. Now he's in turn 5, approaching on turn 6. I think the trickiest corner you've got to get right is turn 7 and 8, and there's a slow McLaren ahead of him. Hopefully that doesn't give him too much dirty air. And you've got to take the pit lane correctly as well. In qualifying it's alright, because you're not really gaining an advantage to be honest, but in the race you can gain a bit of time. So you do have to take it or you will be penalised. Although here comes behind him to the line, takes 10th with 3.9, and he will be happy with that. Only a couple of tenths off his teammates. As we'll go on board with the Ferrari of Jerry in 14th. Somebody else has just moved up. That's Dylan, I believe. Dylan's now moved up to second place with 3.2 there. And Lewis Marshall's still got a 2/10 gap to his current rivals. So here comes Jerry then in the Ferrari. Will he have anything to answer to Lewis Marshall in the Mercedes in first place? Here comes the Ferrari then. What time will it be? It's going to be a 3.7. Goes 9th fastest currently on his first qualifying attempt. Cliff then goes 8th with a 1.3.4, drops Jerry down to 10th. As Diego Gello is in 18th on mediums with a 4.6. As he's 6/10 off the soft runner in 17th place, but now he has decided to go on the soft tyres. As Big Boy Duran is about to finish his flying lap in the racing point. Going now through the final 2 corners. Oh, and invalidates on that corner there on the exit. And that, what time would it have been? 1.3369. It would have been 4th place. Oh, he will be very disappointed with that, and will be coming into the pits as he doesn't want to use that much tyre life on those tyres. So TRT James and Big Boy Duran are the only people who haven't set valid lap times or haven't set a lap time yet. As we go on board with Amsemfe, who's on another lap I'm guessing. However though, he is 5th currently with a 1.3.4. No, he peels into the pits then. The AlphaTauri team are stacking up in the pit lane, which is going to cost them a little bit of time as there is a Williams driver leaving the garage. I believe that's Tibson. No, it's not. It's Panos. Panos then is leaving the pits as cause Thomas, I believe, is actually on a qualifying lap. No, he invalidated. What about Sneaky? He hasn't invalidated. Let's go on board with him then, as he is starting his qualifying lap, or his second lap. Coming up to turn 2, although it does say on the track map it is turn 3, but I class it as turn 2. Nice and tidy exit, a lot better than Lugenda's exit, what we saw earlier when he lost a bit of the traction in 3rd gear. You see Sneaky is a lot more comfortable with the car and probably with the setup as he approaches the hairpin. A bit of a lock up there on the right front. Although gets a nice entry. Nice line coming up to turn 5 and 6. Now he's approaching turn 7 and 8 as there is a Williams ahead of him. That's Panos, I believe, will be starting his qualifying lap. Hopefully doesn't avoid it, well, doesn't make the McLaren make a mistake or cost him time. As here comes Sneaky then round the final 2 corners. Going to possibly get a little bit of dirty air from that Williams, but possibly a little bit of slipstream as well. And he's coming to the line. What time will it be? It's P2 with a 1.3.1. Lost lap time to Lewis Marshall now. Roughly a 10th or less than a 10th separate Lewis and Sneaky right now. And Sneaky is doing very good in the McLaren. And speaking about Lewis Marshall is on our lap right now, currently purple in sector 2, apparently 1 3/4 tenths up on his time, so he could break into the 1-minute 2s. Let's see what his final sector is then. Round the final corner, oh, runs extremely wide, and that has ruined his lap, and it would have been a 1.2.9, so he would have broke it into the 2s, and that is a shame there for Lewis Marshall. As we go on board with Red Bull of Dylan, currently on his flying lap, currently in 3rd place with a 1.3.2. Oh, and he makes a mistake, and he's saved it a little bit. Luckily, he didn't spin the car fully way around, and he's gonna go into the pits, and that is a shame there for him, as he may have been on a good lap. As Jerry begins his flying lap then in the Ferrari, in the number 5 Ferrari is Vettel's car. See what he can do in the first sector. Will he be purple or anything like that? Just under a 10th improvement right now. As he activates DRS. Down the 3rd straight. Come back into the hairpin. Goes to 2nd gear. We'll move up to 3rd. It looked like a bit of a lock up there as we saw a bit of smoke coming off the rear of the car. Let's see what he does. Keeps it just there within the track limits. Ooh, very close there. That can easily be an invalidation if you run over that white line. As now he's approaching the final 2 corners. Hits the curb there. As last curb keeps it within track limits, a lot better than what the Mercedes with Lewis Marshall's Praga did. And takes 7th with a 1.3.4. He will definitely be happy with that. A lot of improvement there. And he is ahead of his teammate who's currently in 18th place. As we're going to go on board with Big Boy Duran, who's currently on his lap. Let's see what his Sector 2 time is. See if it's purple or anything. It is purple at the moment in Sector 2, so could he challenge Praga for the lead? Or is it just that he is better in Sector 2 as Legende moves up to 3rd place with a 1.32. Tipson moves up to 2nd with a 1.30, 1,000th of a second quicker than Sneaky. What a lap there from Tipson. Here comes Big Boy Duran, moves into 8th place there with a 1.33. This is a very close grid. All the way from 1st to 14th. Very close. Big Boy Duran will be happy with that, and he's got a lot of competition at the moment. As I believe that is Felix Negwal leaving the pits there to do his outlap. On board with the AlphaTauri of Schnitzel, I believe it is. Apologies if I said your PSN name wrong there. Let's see what the AlphaTauri can do. And the final corner, what will he do? Will he break into the 2s? As it looks like he's on a very good lap, and he does a 3.7 there, so he does improve. Moves up a couple of positions and does, well, he said he did a 3.7, but he actually did a 3.699. And will be a bit disappointed in 16th, but can't be too disappointed since it is a very close grid, and he's still got plenty of time. Over 7, well, just under 7 minutes now. 6 minutes 50 seconds remaining on the session. As we go on board with the Haas driver of James then, who's the only person who hasn't set a lap time in the Grosjean car. As here comes James there. As somebody says, go Marshall, you Mong. That's a Mong brand for you. As here comes James out. Final corner. What time will he do this time? Comes to the line, 1.35. Goes 15th there. Slower than his team who's currently in 11th place with a 1.34. But he's very close to his team. Someone has just improved. And I think that's Thomas. It is. Thomas just moved up to 4th place. The Red Bulls are looking a lot stronger than what they did in Singapore. As Felix Negwa then is on his qualifying lap then, as let's go on board with the tier admin of F6. Felix currently 1.5 tenths up on Sector 2, currently better than Luke Praga, as Praga's also on a flying lap, so we'll keep an eye on Praga as well. As Felix there, he's running around the final corner now, doesn't make a mistake. Ooh, very close to that white line, comes to the line then, what time will it be? Will it be a 2? It's a 2.9, beats his teammate, but will Praga beat that time? Here comes Praga then round the final corner, it's going to be close, and it's a 2.934 by a couple of hundreds there, beats Felix, and the Mercedes are 1 and 2, and people did say they are the favourites to challenge for the Drivers' Championship and the Constructors for F6. And cheers, Hoya. I've missed your voice as well. It's been a while. Praga then takes first then. At the moment, with 5 minutes left of the session, there's a lot of time to still gain. Let's go on board with Sneaky. who is on his qualifying attempt, as there's an Alfa Romeo and a Haas further behind with an Alfa there weaving. I don't know if he's trying to get his tyres warmed up or he's a bit annoyed with the Haas. Hopefully neither of them are on laps and are affecting each other. Sneaky then. Let's see what he's up in Sector 2. Will he actually be able to challenge the Mercs? And is 1.5 tenths down at the moment in Sector 2, so he's going to have to find some time in the final couple of corners. He's just going to find some time. I don't know what he's going to do. Maybe a bit more aggressive. Oh, it looked like the rear end there was a bit unstable. As he's coming around the final corner, there's both Mercs peel into the pits. What time will it be? It's a 3-3, 2 tenths down, and Sneaky won't be happy with that, as he's trying to get a very decent lap done. And that is a shame there, as we will go on board with the other McLaren of the Atomic, who's actually done 2 laps there on those softs. I don't think that is the smartest decision, especially if you're going to go soft to medium. You need to go and take those softs quite far. As now we will go on board with Panos, who's finishing his lap, and then we'll go on board with Amsemfi in the Haas. Oh, and he invalidates, and that is a shame there for the Williams. As we're on board with the Haas, Amsemfi, and we'll go on board with the other Alfa Romeo of FRL Finley, who's currently in 20th place right now with a 1.3.7. So here comes Amsemfi then. Nice and tidy as the Alfa Romeo is trying to stay with him. I think he's just actually invalidated actually as well. As here he comes then. I hope so, Jorge, I hope so. As here comes Semfi then. And the final corner. What time will he do? Comes to line, a 3-3. Wow. 10th place. This grade is getting closer and closer. It's split by 7 tenths. 7 to 8 tenths. This is amazing. Right now, as we will go on board with Finley, who's now begun. Well, it should have actually begun his proper lap, but he's in the ERS mode 0. So I don't think he wants to shred his tyres. Although we'll go with the other Alfa Romeo of Terro Racer, currently in 15th, with a 1.3.4. Ooh, locks up there into turn 2. That isn't going to help his right front. As we've got 2 minutes and 24 seconds remaining in the session, people now will be finalising their setups, making little tweaks to the front wing. There's a massive lock up there again for the Alfa Romeo, and this will be his final attempt, because I don't think he will have enough time to go back into the pits and come back out again. However, for everybody else who is in the pits, will be going for their final runs. Oh, and Teresa invalidates, and he was one and a bit tense up there, and he will be disappointed with that. Now, Finley's got out the way. Is Teresa going out for another lap? Oh, keep an eye on Teresa again then. If he's on another proper lap there is the Williams there on the right hand side. Let's see if he's up on his time. Yep, almost 900th up in Sector 1. As now then the Mercedes, he's getting a little bit of cheeky slipstream there from the Merc. Now you're not allowed to slipstream your teammate. I don't know about slipstreaming off another car. As there's a lot of yellows there, as cars are trying to move out the way, and there's a Red Bull there, spun round, and that's the first car I've seen spinning. Was that? I would say it would be Dylan, but in as wow, Terrace found almost 4 tenths in Sector 2, so he's really happy with that. That slipstream may have helped him, and there's a McLaren of Sneaky dead ahead. We'll go on board with him next. As here comes Alfa Romeo, he's going to get a little bit of slipstream off the McLaren. It can't be helped. And does a 3.1, goes 4th place there, and that may be a little bit of aid from the McLaren and the Mercedes after they were trying to let him through. Sneaky there makes a little error in turn 1, but keeps his head focused, and see how much he lost there in Sector 1. Hasn't lost that much. He's currently 600th up on his lap time at the moment, as his yellows all over the place right now in Sector 2 and Sector 3. As James is in 7th there with a 1.3.1. Tipson moves into 5th place with a 1.3.130 as well. I'm still amazed how close 5th and 6th and 7th are. Very close between them three. As how much is the improvement from Sneaky then? Oh, only 200th up at this moment, so he ain't going to improve that much. He will gain 1 position I don't think he'll gain another. Khalifa there moves into 5th place with a 1.3107, 2 thousandths off Terrace there. But here comes Sneaky. Will he find any improvement through the final corner? Let's see then. Comes to the line. What time will it be? And it's 2nd place. 1 minute 2.946. Splits the Mercs. Now, where are the Mercs on track? Are they up on their time? Felix apparently almost 800s up on his lap time. Lewis, I don't know. We'll keep an eye on Felix then. Let's see if anybody else improves on their lap times. What about the Red Bull of Thomas? No improvement. Here comes Felix then. Coming to the line. Takes pole position with a 1.2.8. And we'll go with Praga. He takes 2nd with a 1.2.933. And he's actually left the session. Now, that's worrying for Lewis because he needs to make it back in the session within 2 minutes because you're not allowed to join in the race because of the corner cutting glitch. However though, this is your current grid at the moment. Nobody else will be doing lap times, of course, as qualifying has officially ended. We've just got 2 people into the pit lane who will be retiring soon. Speak of the devil, they do retire. As we'll go down the official grid and how close it is. As in the grid then, 1st place is Felix with a 1.2.8, beats his teammate there almost by 500ths of a second. Sneaky takes 3rd with his teammate Atomic in 4th. Dylan takes 5th, Legenda in 6th. Terrorist is in 7th, Khalifi is in 8th. Praga has returned just in time. Jerry is in 9th. Tipson in the Williams in 10th with a 3.1, a very close grid there. TFT James in 11th, Carlos Thomas in 12th. Big Boy Jr. in 13th. Diego Gello in 14th. Amsemfi in 15th. Verheyen in 16th. Panos 17th, Finley in 18th, Adam in 19th, and Schnitzel in 20th with a 1.3699, I believe that was. Yes, that's what it was. As always says, well, I didn't film my prediction. As the weather then, it looks absolutely clear. No rain or clouds in sight at the moment. As it says, Quali Merchant. Well then, we will now get on with the formation lap and then the start of the race. Just hopefully Lewis has got in his car. Do I see his name though? No. Will that be a restart? I don't know. Because he did make it just in time before it went into the race, so he should have actually been able to get in his car. But I don't know if his car will still be there on the grid. We'll have to wait and see what happens as we wait for people down to pick their setups. Let's see what is happening. Praga's AI is there. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's Lewis's AI. I don't think he can take control. Yep, looks like we're definitely having a restart, which is a shame. But we have to have a restart, and Cameron has officially let me know there is a restart. So, it's not really to talk about then about tyre strategies because they might change their mind. They might go softs instead of mediums now. So while we wait for Felix then to set up the lobby, well, we might as well talk about race prediction. Well, I think Felix is gonna run away with it. I think with Sneaky second place and possibly Atomic third, with Legende or Praga rounding up in fourth place. As Lou said, PSN went down. He kicked me out. Well, it's PlayStation for you, or it's Cody's. They never can make stable servers. So we will wait till we get another invite then. Well, while I wait for another invite then, I will take a look at something. Well, it's a shame that we had to restart, but sometimes this does happen. As it says, close battle between the top four with Sneaky getting the win. That's who he thinks he is going to win today. Or if anybody else has any predictions for how the race is going to go, do leave them in the comments. I will read them out when I can, or while we wait for the lobby. See if I've been invited. Yep, Felix has invited me into the new lobby, which is awesome. So then we are in the new lobby then, and hopefully people can join as soon as possible so we can get on with this race. Just waiting for any confirmation of anything. And Felix, mate, if you are listening to the stream, if you do need the qualifying order, I will send it to you if you need it. So I'll send that to him now. There we go then. As Felix then gets the grid ready with the custom grid, and as it looks like it's going to be a light cloud race all the way through, it looks like. So hopefully turn 1 is a lot better in this race than it was in F10. As we've got a safety car before even turn 1. Which was new. So hopefully we don't have this for the F6 grid, as now 18 have joined. Just waiting for 2 more drivers, and who are they? Missing a Williams apparently, and a Renault, and a McLaren. So Sneaky, who's the Renault? Behind, and I believe Tipson. But Sneaky is in actually, so he just needs to get in his car. So we're just missing officially Tipson and Behind. Oh, it's sad to see you go, Jorge, but cheers for that, and I will keep it up. And have a nice day. Oh, Tipson has now joined the lobby. We're just missing on the runner now. See what is Heinen might need an actual invite. Oh no. Might be giving him the error, which isn't good. Just waiting for Heinen to see if he can fix his issue before we can get underway. There's enough time for me to race. Well, Coops, here's a full grid. And I'm not your tier admin, it's Felix, so I don't know if that can happen if Heinen actually can't make it, to be honest. Calvin Racing is saying sneaky and atomic. Sneaky and atomic, you guys have got a lot of fan base here, which is awesome. If you need another point, hopefully Verheyen can get in this time. Kelvin. Oh, is that PSY Kelvin? Guy in F11. Well, if it is, welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. Yes, he is in, so we should be going now then. Gabriel saying McLaren 1-2 easy. Could happen. Mercs could crash into each other like the Mercs in real life did in Spain. Oh no, and someone has just left. Who is the person who's just left? It is the Red Bull of Thomas, I believe. Oh, wrong button. Oh, another driver's just left. What's going on? Now the Ferrari of Jerry has left. Oh, this is just awesome. It isn't doing what I think it's doing. Hopefully you can make it back, as it says I have 2 spectators. Why does it say I have 2 spectators? Okay then, I don't physically see a second spectator, but alright then. Might because Jory... I don't think PSN is down, Cameron, to be fair, because if it was, it would be the stream first to go down, then everybody leaving. It's Cody's. So there's been this issue before where it just kicks people out, so it isn't PSN. Half if the stream goes down, then yeah, it is PSN. So. As Jerry has now made it, hopefully he can get in the Ferrari. Nope, he's left again. Yeah, I don't think it's PSN, guys. It's Cody's. It's Cody's for you. Maybe one day they can make a game where there's no bugs. Like, one day. You know, bring Liverpool Studios back. Didn't have any disconnection issues on that game. Ugh. There we go, he's in the Ferrari now. Well, Felix, whatever you do, quickly get the grid sorted, quickly start before it kicks him out again. And he's just made it in time as well, which is great because we would have been actually starting if he didn't make it in or not. So it's good to see. And hopefully everyone can ready up ASAP. Who isn't ready up? There's always two people who don't ready up. Well then, while we load and everyone picks the right setup, remember the top 10 who qualified with the tyres have to stay on that tyre as well. And here we go, we have now get everything sorted. That said, the weather looks good as it is light cloud all the way through the race. And that actually might help the soft tyre, to be honest, perform a bit better, because colder conditions the soft tyre is not going to be using that much wear, to be honest, but you're going to have to warm up a little bit more, which is the only issue. So everyone now has picked their setups and we are going on the formation lap then. So let's see what tyre strategies everyone is doing. So then, in first place, oh, wrong one. First place we have then is Felix in the Mercedes. The Mercedes 1-2 there, so already the Mercedes are kicking off a 1-2 in the first round, with Praga in second. And then we've got a McLaren 3-4 with Sneaky leading the McLaren with Atomic in fourth. Dylan then is into 5th place with Legende in 6th on the soft tyres. Terra 7th, Khalifi 8th, Jerry in 9th in the Ferrari. Reminds me of real life. Tipson in 10th. TNT James has actually gone on the soft tyres on the 11th place. However, the Red Bull of Thomas in 12th is on medium tyres with Big Boy German on softs, with Diego Gello also on medium tyres in the Ferrari in 14th. Senfi is copying his team on the soft tyre strategy in 15th. Verheyen in 16th also on soft. Panos 17th on softs. Finley in 18th on mediums. Adam is in 19th on softs, and Schnitzel is 20th on mediums. So he is going long on his strategy, which could be the better strategy, medium to soft. You can stress the mediums a little bit longer. As the TV says, let's go champs. And we do have a champion, I believe, in here. Or possible champion. Although Felix then, round the final corner out, rounding up his formation lap to get this first round started PSGL. Every driver on the grid's blood will be boiling right now, just ready, just to taste that champagne on the podium, and also just to try and make it through the first corner without any damage. Let's see who's going to win the Austrian Grand Prix for PSGL Season 26, Round 1 for the F6 grid. As the light sequence is about to start then. As now the 1 light, 2 light, now 3 lights, now 4 red lights, now 5 red lights, waiting for them to go off. As we start the first round of PSGL Season 26 of the F6 grid, it looks like Lewis Marshall's had a miles better start than Felix. It somehow says Adam is in the lead. Although Felix keeps the lead with the McLarens there getting overtaken by one of the Red Bulls of Dylan. If on, there's a Haas there going off the track a little bit as we go further down the grid. There's a few people who are ghosting for some reason. Hopefully this can be resolved quite soon. However though, it was James who had a bit of an altercation. It looks like he's got a bit of wing damage. No, he hasn't. That's just the camera being quite far away. Although, back to the front. We've got Sneaky in 3rd place, and Atomic making the move back in a 4th. A bit of lag there he's getting. I don't know if it's the server or it's actually him lagging, with Dylan in 5th. Getting actually attacked by Legendas. We've got on board with Legenda right now. Thinking about making the move round the outside, possibly. He's going to go for the switch. Is he going to get better traction? No. Not yet. He's waiting his turn. He doesn't want to stay too far behind this Red Bull, as dirt, yeah, can be a serious effect on his tyre wear and the tyre heating, and also will cost him a lot of time, as we see there another predicted pit stop strategy for the soft medium or the soft hard tyre. As fast lap currently is by Felix since the first lap, 1:09.1, and typical, it says it is the 3rd lap when it's actually not, it's the 2nd lap. Oh, it cuts a little bit of the corner, but look at the exit he gets. Overtake on DRS is not there. I don't know why it's saying DRS is there. Diego Gello gets a 3-second tyre penalty already, and we're only on lap number 2. As ignore this. I don't know why it does that. Oh look, Legenda moves into 5th place now. His next target will be the both McLarens ahead, as Dylan is in 6th with Terrace in 7th. Tipson is in 8th there, and let's see the positions gained. The biggest position gainers are sitting in 14th, 11th and 13th. 4 positions gained or 5 positions gained. The biggest loser out of that though is James with 8 positions lost. It's a shame there for him. As we're going to move on board with Adam there right now, who's currently in 14th in the racing point, challenging Panos, who's Felix now set the new fastest start, 1:06.4. Legenda smashes that and does a 6.1. As Thomas is into the pits, as he got front wing damage on the medium compounded tyre. I wish I could get a better camera view, but it's not going to show me. And yes, he has front wing damage, and that is not good for the Red Bull team. In the first round, we go on board with Khalifi, who's already making a move on the Ferrari of Jerry. Going on the inside, moves into 9th place. Oh, a bit of wheel banging, and look at the Haas. Good move there from Seth. He's seen an opening, and now possibly going to challenge the AlphaTauri of Khalifi. Possibly going to go around the outside. It is possible to go deep on the outside and make it round. But no, he doesn't trust the brakes at the moment. Khalifi there locks up on the right front tyre. And at the moment, Khalifi stays in 9th place. And Sefi stays in 10th. And Jerry drops to 11th. Currently now under threat by Big Boy Duran, who's in 12th place right now. Really in his mirrors. Just waiting for one little mistake from the Ferrari. As the leader has kept a stable gap now, around about 6 and a bit tenths, feeling Felix and Praga just pulling the grid along, as this is very close. Oh, as Big Boy Junior there runs a bit deep. Legend sets a new fastest start, but 1:06 flat, and actually speaking about Legend, he moves up to 4th, but speaking about Big Boy Duran, he's just been overtaken by Panos there by the Williams. The Williams driver of Panos moves into 12th place, Big Boy Duran there drops to 13th. So will this be a rivalry between the Williams and the Racing Point and the Ferrari this season? Possibility. As we're going to see Panos there getting under threat now by Big Duran round the outside. Who's going to get it down? As the other Racing Point not that far behind of Adam, as we get a nice look on board with the battle between Big Boy June and Panos there for 12th place, and oh, very close, almost touching wheels. Oh, massive lock up there. The Williams almost rear ends Jerry, and look at the other race point now of Adam in the Lance Stroll car, already possibly going to try and make a move. Oh, very tight between his teammate, and first what you don't want to do is take out your teammate. As Panos there is holding his own at the moment, but he needs to make a move on if he wants to try and make a move on Jerry, because he's getting caught further behind. As right now though, no close battles up at the front, it's just basically a slipstream train. Still a thing, but it's Finley there gets a 3-second penalty. There's a few people are getting penalties at the moment, I've noticed. A lot easier, hopefully nobody gets disqualified, and I only expect the person who gets disqualified is Sondra Sohaug, as he's the only person who usually does that. And here comes the Williams looking for a lunge, a late lunge, but the Ferrari closes him off, which is awesome defending there. Doesn't get a good exit. But what about Adam? Adam on the overtake, ERS, look at this. Oh, Panos makes a late defensive move. That's one move you only can make down this straight. There's a going on the outside, a bit of lock up from Jerry. Bit of hesitation there from the Racing Point, but they're still side by side. This is awesome racing to see. And here comes the Racing Point now, makes the move, and Panos there drops to 13th, and Adam moves up to 12th. And says thank you very much, and his next target will be the Ferrari of Jerry in 11th place. However though, we're going to go on board with another fight for P6 right now between Terra Racer and Dylan, who's not that far off the McLaren. And actually, Tipton's actually getting close to this battle as well, which is awesome to see. As here comes Dylan then. He's already been overtaken now by Tara Racer, and Tara Racer has made the move into 6th place. Dylan drops to 7th. But will he be making another attempt? And also we will keep an eye on the battle for the lead, as both Mercedes are now getting very close and personal between each other. As it was 3/10 a little bit there. So we'll keep an eye on all the battles on track as best as I can, as Jerry there has now actually been overtaken by Adam, it looks like. So Adam there moves into 11th, Jerry drops to 12th place, and the Alfa Romeo is safe from Dylan right now. However though, we're going to go on board with Praga, person who is the third person to win the F6 Championship. Oh, Thomas has retired. There's been a crash, I think. Oh no, he's retired in the pits. So I think he's given up, and he's disappointed how the first round's gone, and that is a shame for him and shame for the Red Bull crew, as they've only got one driver on track who's currently in 7th place, who's doing their team some salvageable points, I must say, as Praga then is setting into rhythm. But oh, Felix there runs really wide. He gets a penalty. And now look at Praga. He's looking really hungry, and maybe there may be team orders. I know it's the first round, but you know, Praga may think he's faster and may say, Felix, just get out of the way, let me start pushing, because these McLarens could jeopardise us. As Legenda and Atomic and sneaking not that far off, as Praga then makes the move, and that was a very easy move, and I was correct. Team orders were in play. Oh, Praga though doesn't get a good exit. Will Felix really overtake? No, he stays behind, and now Felix is going to have to watch his mirror, because he's got that McLaren of Sneaky not that far behind. Could he go for a late lunge into the hairpin? No, he doesn't. He stays behind right now, as I believe that was Praga there who locked up on his tyres. And oh, Praga better help his teammate now. Just try and pull him along as much as possible. Terrace, there's also a bit of a gap there to Atomic, around about 1.3 seconds. As this fight is getting really close. Oh, speaking about how close it's getting, they're going almost side by side through the final 2 corners. Felix is really struggling on the pace in that Mercedes, and right now he's getting absolutely destroyed in the sector times at the moment, since that car looked like it was only still for qualifying, and Praga has got to set up for race. Felix is going to have to be careful, as pit windows will be opening soon, and hopefully the Mercedes don't double stack. Doesn't make a sensible option. Oh no, Felix rear ends Lewis. Felix somehow doesn't get front wing damage, somehow doesn't lose a position as Panos there moves into 12th place. Oh, and that is a shame there for Felix. He could get a bit of minor damage. It probably hasn't shown us wing coming off, but he's probably got a bit of damage, as Dylan there has passed Tara Racer. So Tara Racer has lost a position, and Dylan there moves back into 6th place and re-overtakes the Alfa Romeo, with now Tara Racer now going to have to watch out for the mirrors from the Williams and the Alfa Tauri, not that far off. Roughly around about a second from Khalifi. As they're actually trying to get past Atomic there. Atomic's struggling, as he got damage to his car. Yes, he has. He's lost his right end plate, and he's peeling into the pits. So the McLaren there is going to have to go on the hard tyres and go to the end and try and salvage some points, as his engine doesn't sound healthy at all. It's not like his engine is dying. Sounds like my car in real life. As Dylan there is in 5th place now. Teresa is thinking to make another overtake. Here he goes now, making a move on the inside. And very easy there, and gets the position. But will Dylan try a switch? No, wasn't really that confident on the traction. And he went quite up those gears without revving his engine there. Oh, and look at Tipson making a move, possibly, to try and scare the Red Bull, but doesn't work. But it was also possibly a defensive move, as Jerry and Big Boy Durin now have passed each other, and Big Boy Durin have actually scrapping between each other, and the Ferraris are in 13th and 14th. Why is this giving me flashbacks of the second Austria race, where both Ferraris didn't score a point in the first round, well, second round. Adam has actually made a mistake, so what's happened to Adam? He's lost a few positions and lost another. Wow, what a move there from Diego Gello there. Just sneaks right through the inside of the racing point. I saw the front wing there, and the race point just sneakily tries to move where it's not really an overtaking corner for the final corner, and just sends it and just spins himself out. I don't know what he was thinking for that attempt, but it was a nice try, but unfortunately it didn't work, and he drops to 17th as Atomic made his pit stop on hard, and Schnitzel is in 19th on medium tyres. As Sneaky staying with Felix. It's not close enough possibly yet for an overtake. However, there's possibly an overtake between Tyrese and Dylan right now as the Red Bull and the Alfa Romeo are still fighting it out. 4P5. As the field now is starting to spread out from 4th place as Legenda's got a gap of 3.2 seconds from Terra Racer, and that's what he needs. Is that Williams peeling into the pits? Tipson then is in the pits. Drew just keeps it within the racing lines. Tipson's making an undercut strategy, could work out and could be able to jump Terra Racer's. Felix is also in the pits then, and is going to strap on a new fresh set of tyres. And what did he go on? Felix has gone on a set of hard tyres, so he's going hard to the end. And a few people actually are going on mediums, like, well, actually, no, Diego Gallo isn't on fresh mediums. They're from lap 11. Finley, I don't think, is on fresh mediums either. So I think that's just the tyre graphic being wrong. Which isn't surprising. But, right now then, closest battle I believe we have on track. Another lock up there by Terra Racer. And let's have a look at the gap between the leader, between Praga and Felix. We're on about 19.8 seconds, and I think it's an 18-second to a 20-second pit stop round here. So Felix is already the pace a little bit on Praga, and Praga's tyres are probably starting to die off. And I won't be surprised if he does make his pit stop. Yep, he's coming in. What about Legende? Legende is also following. Terra Racer stays out, I think. Yes, he does. And he stays out, and a few people now are peeling into the pit, so Terra Racer is going to take the lead currently right now, and he's 1 second off his personal best. So he's probably trying to stretch these tyres out for the medium compound tyres. Oh! Sevby's got a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pits. So that is going to cost him to the end of the race. As Terra Racer then has no really defensive strategy now. He has no DRS, so he's going to have to watch out for Dylan. Dylan's probably going to make a move soon, but they're making a very interesting strategy course. Khalifi's gone on the mediums. Amsevi's also gone on the mediums, same as Adam. So it's very interesting. Some people on mediums, some people on hards then. Whose strategy? Oh, is Terrace there. Those softs are starting to fail. You can just see their rear end snappy quite easily as the Ferraris are actually battling it out for 5th place. As we'll see that side-by-side shot. As please don't end it like Brazil, guys. And they're actually fighting clean. Side-by-side they go. Hopefully no contact. I thought I saw contact there, but that was close. And look, they're losing so much time. Oh, a bit of contact there between the Ferrari and the Ferrari's off. Jerry is off. Teammates have collided. He's lost his left rear tyre. Oh, no. Oh, no, and that's 2 illegal pit lane entries. Finley and Gregello. Cheekily, I did catch that, and that will possibly be reported by a few of the drivers. It is a safety car. But wow, those two will possibly be getting a penalty for illegal pit entry. However, I'll tell you, someone who could have salvaged that is Prago Fix. If I was them, I would have pit for the mediums. Safetycar's going to be out for 3 laps. The mediums can go then to the end. So it's very interesting that they ain't gone it, and Jerry isn't happy, and he's also left the session. So we have now 2 retirements, a Ferrari and a Red Bull, out of the Austrian Grand Prix, and it is a shame there. As Terra Racer, on the other hand, he's going to be a bit happy. He ain't losing that much time. He can go mediums. But that is a shame now. I wasn't actually expecting that crash there between both Ferraris, and wow. Yet again, the Ferraris coming at each other at Austria, but this time on a different part of the track. Let's see if Terra Racer takes pit lane correctly. Yes, just. At least he takes it correct. Oh, goes a bit over the white line, but didn't really gain an advantage. And he gets a penalty, so, well, if he did gain an advantage, that's his penalty there, to be honest. James also peels into the pits then, so Praga will retake the lead, but will he pit? No, nobody pits then, at the front runners. So, will Praga take the lead out of the pits? Terrace is coming out. He split the Mercs. Felix won't be happy with that. He'll be annoyed that Terrace has split him and possibly to actually catch Lewis in 1st place. And now they're going to have to follow the safety car pace there. So we will have a grid reset then. Praga then is in first place after he made his move on Felix and after he made his pit stop. Terrace is in second after a safety car call and a good pit stop. Felix into third, Legende in fourth, Sneaky fifth, Tipson is in sixth place. Khalifi is in seventh, Dylan in eighth. Not a good day for him in the office today. I think he's lost a couple of positions. Spanos there into ninth, Big Boy June into 10th. Atomic is having a very disappointing day after that incident, but he's making a good recovery drive as well in 11th place. James is in 12th, Amsemfi in 13th for Heinen. 14th, Diego Gello, who had a crash with his teammate, is in 15th, and I think the Ferrari boss will be having a word with the Ferrari drivers. FRL Finley in 16th, with the Ferrari driver, of course, also made a legal pit entry. Adam is in 17th, and Schnitzel is in 18th, trying to catch up to the safety car on a set of hard compound of tyres. And your two retirements are Jerry, who had contact with his teammate and lost complete control of the car and went into the barrier, and Thomas, who manually retired into the pits. Well, guys, I could bet you weren't expecting that to happen between the Ferraris, and we now get a little bit of a breather while we wait under the safety car. Have you got any other late predictions you may have for where people may finish? Or any questions to ask or anything? If you do, I will answer them, of course. There's one lap, 15 out of 36. So nobody else will be pitting unless they get wing damage. And that is unfortunate for Jerry, as he had an issue with his game as well, and he comes back and then he's made it to around about lap 13, so it is a shame. So I don't know why it's saying... Oh, okay. YouTube thinks it's Counter-Strike Global Offensive. I don't know what that is. But it's... No, I can tell you that. It's up on 2020. As... I think the safety car... Actually, it's coming in this lap, so... That was a quick breather then. And Felix... Sorry, not Praga, will be controlling the pace. I'll slow you once until the finish line. That's when you can make an overtake. So you can go 1 mile an hour if you wanted to be honest. But I'm not saying him to do that, of course, but everyone just remember to follow the leader and don't rear-end him, because you will probably get a 5-second penalty from the game and get wing damage, so it's not really helpful. As the safety car then is coming into the pits, and Lewis has bolted, and I'll tell you someone who hasn't bolted, it's Felix. Look at Legende, so close to that rear end. Overtake is activated, Mercedes, Felix is defending. Oh no, he isn't doing the outside, no, he's doing the switch. Here comes Legende, making the move. Overtake, oh, that's a late defensive move from Felix, very dangerous there. Round the outside, side by side they go. Who's going to be in front of the other? Will it be Felix? Felix goes a bit deep in that corner, tries to cut him off. Legende's front wing is there a little bit, doesn't want to cut him off too much. Stays in the race in line, but here comes Legende. Felix is defending, hogging that inside line. And in theory, the outside line is better to make an overtake. You just need the traction. Oh, Felix shoves him a little bit. And it squeezes him there with no room. However, though, Tipson's moving into 5th place. Where's this been from Tipson? Where's he been all summer? As now he's actually getting overtaken by Dylan, possibly. And Tipson is having a whale of a time in 5th place, as he's got a lot of cars right behind him trying to make an overtake of one another. And we see that actually Atomic is losing the position to James. James now moves into 11th. Atomic drops to 12th. So Atomic is having a very bad day today, but James is on the mediums, so the mediums may die out. Probably lap 33, lap 34. But you need to stay with him, to be honest, and I think that's what he's going to try and do. As we've got a nice fight for P5. Tipson is trying his best against the Red Bull. And the sister team of Red Bull, AlphaTauri, or was Toro Rosso, is not that far behind, so there's a lot of chances. Competition games, the Hasses are further behind are fighting as well. There's battles all over the place. And no overtake. Yeah, what about James? James is making a move on Atomic now. Actually, no, he's making a move on Sneaky. My apologies there, not Atomic. Sneaky. So Sneaky's not finding grips to the hards yet and loses the position. And both Haas drivers are trying to make moves. quite easily on those mediums already. Although we'll keep an eye on Dylan in 6th place. Isn't that factional? We'll keep an eye on Legende, to be honest, as well. He's only a couple of tenths off Felix. As DRS has now been enabled, so you can actually now go full on to attack. And I won't count out DRS either, he's on mediums as well, so we could see him possibly challenge Praga very soon. And wow, awesome seeing no one picks up any corner cutting penalties there. As we're going to go on board with Dylan's actually made a move on Tipson. Actually, we missed that. Was actually about to go on board with Praga, but just doesn't be made. We are going to go on board with it now, though. Battle for the lead. Oh, Praga there locks up on the hard there on the right front tyre. A lot of people are not liking the right front tyres on this game. As the gender then has moved up to also the 3rd, so Felix has lost another position now. Felix is in the 4th place. So something has gone wrong with Felix. Maybe that wing damage he may have, a little bit of wing damage after rear-ending his teammate earlier on, is actually costing him a little bit of time. Or is his tyres overheating? And I'd be very surprised if he was already overheating his hard tyres already. That'll be some impressive stuff if he has. So we're on board with Praga, currently our race leader. And look how close Terrorist there was in turn 1. He's really picking up the power, and he knows he has a chance of winning this race if he gets ahead of him and doesn't lose time on the mediums. He needs to get ahead of him very soon. As Khalifi there moves up to 6th. Tipson drops to 7th there. As I would go on board with that, but this is a battle for the lead. If they keep scrapping, I will go on board with it. We'll go on board with it then, as Terrace hasn't made the move yet. This Tipson now drops into 7th place. And Dylan is back on track. And let's have a look at positions gained then now. Biggest winners in position gains are Big Boy Jewin and Teresa. 5 positions gained. The big losers at the moment are in 10th and 11th. Both McLaren. 7th position lost. I would count the DNFs, but they're DNFs, so it's kind of a shame. And I'm losing my voice. As Legenda then in 3rd place. Lost now a little bit of time to Teresa, but has gained a bit of time from Felix. Now 7 tenths the gap is. As thank you, right? Thanks a lot. Although Praga is still holding his own on about 3 tenths roughly, and Tipson now is under threat by Big Boy Jewin. So could Big Boy Jewin possibly make an overtake soon? Not at the moment. Has to wait his turn. Can't make it yet. There's a battle further behind for 15th place. That is Diego Gello and Finley. Diego Gello moves up into 15th. And now look at Adam. He's now possibly making an overtake soon as well. And where's Adam actually dropped to? I know he had wing damage earlier, but... Oh, it's Verheinen's making a beautiful switchback there into the hairpin on Panos. Will he go around the outside? And he is doing it around the outside. Beautiful move there from the Renault driver. Moves into 13th. Panos drops to 14th, and he'll be very surprised he actually managed to pull that move off and take 13th place there from the Williams. Although we'll move on to the other Williams, who's under threat by the Racing Point, or will soon be Aston Martin next season. Big Boy June there is gaining on Tipson now. If he gets a good run in turn 1, he needs to make the move soon, because those Haas cars aren't that far away. Oh, one of them isn't, anyway. As, well, speaking of Big Boy June getting a good exit, he also got a penalty. Makes me around the outside. Isn't really the best place to make it, unless you're trying to switch. Gets shoved off. Oh, and he almost loses the rear end between the Haas, and look who sees the gap. Sneaky, sneaks the position through, passes Big Boy June, and Dylan's left. Oh, no. Red Bull's dreams have gone. Dylan unfortunately has left, and he can't rejoin the session since the corner cutting glitch. Because if you rejoin, you can corner cut every corner without getting a penalty. So that's a shame for Dylan then. He's in 6th, and he can't rejoin the session. And everyone's now moved up in position. So, Tomic is now into 10th, technically. As Tipson there is in 6th, and we'll be happy with that. Sneaky is in 7th, and Big Boy June then has got ahead of... Actually, no, he was trying to get ahead of Tipson, but he actually lost that because he had collision with James. My bad, my brain went blank there for a minute. As one lap 22 as Panos and Finley are battling out for the behind. Sebfi has been moving behind, and it's because of Dylan actually. Sorry, his AI. But Legende has actually lost position to Felix. I didn't realise actually as well. So Felix now probably picked up the pace again and looking for a podium position. As I also will be doing a podium interview today, as I did say for the first round. Well, for the rounds, not pre-season, I won't be doing it, but for the rounds, interviews will be here. So whoever gets the top 3, he will be in the interviews if you want. As Praga, wow, that's the first time I've seen him get a penalty. He usually doesn't pick up penalties. Praga then picks up a penalty, and he's probably pushing really hard since Terrace is ahead of him on those mediums. And if I was him, I would be pushing really hard, because if Teresa pulls away out at DRS range, I don't think you're going to win the race, because those mediums, yeah, they may die off near the end, but they're going to have a lot of grip, a lot of life until that point. We're on lap 23, so there's a lot of laps left to pull a gap. Sneaky is now catching up with Tipson then. And, ooh, Tipson actually caught up on the curb a little bit, and that's probably cost him a little bit now. As we'll go on board with Sneaky, as there's yellow flags, that's the other Ferrari. Oh, he's absolutely shredded it into the wall there. Lost his front left, and I think his left rear as well. So both Ferraris are out. That's a shame there. And there's a virtual safety car. Wow. Alright then, so the VSC has been deployed to pick up that car and remove it. I don't think anybody will be pitting. And hopefully the glitch under the safety car isn't a thing either. So hopefully no one tries to exploit it or anything like that, if it is still a thing. As Bajun is getting really ready to overtake Sneaky again, as he is in the Perez car. As DRS, as we go green and green, as DRS is being able. Tipson's had a shocking start from Sneaky Big Boy June. He just looked like he bogged down in the gear. He was in too much of a higher gear, it looked like, and just had no power in that engine. And here comes Sneaky, possibly going to get a run, just thinking about it, probably trying to get out of the dirty air, probably trying to cool his tyres down a little bit so he can get a bit of better turning. But Tipson holds 6th right now. Big Boy June's not that far off, with James, the other McLaren of Atomic, and the other Haas not that far off either. As James there, as wow, we're almost 3 wide at the moment. As DiGello has left the session. As Sneaky there has lost the position of Big Boy June. Look at the straight line speed of the Racing Point. Makes the move, sends it down the inside, locks up the right front. Touch the grass a little bit. He's going to lose him a little bit of traction. Even though he's on the mediums, he's going to have a lot more grip than the hards, but because he touched that grass, hasn't made the position. And here comes the McLaren of Sneaky. Sneaky goes on the inside on the hards. I'm very surprised he actually managed to pull this off, or tried to pull this off anyway. Big Boy June moves into 7th. Sneaky drops to 8th, and James is not that far off, with Atomic also not that far off at all. So I think there's going to be a massive fight this season between the Haas, Williams, Renault, and Racing Point and McLaren for the 3rd spot in the constructors, possibly, unless they can challenge the Mercs or any other team who's going to take 2nd. As we go on board with Sneaky again then. Doesn't get a good exit. How Big Boy June's had an alright exit this time. Will he challenge Tipson? Tipson defends. As I will keep an eye on Legende. Legende was only 3/10 out of Felix, so he's not that far off. And here comes Big Boy June round the outside. Looks like he's going to make it. No, yet again Tipson, excellent defending, and holds that position. Great racing, and it's fair racing, which is awesome to see. And Big Boy June's going for another lunge this time on the hairpin. Oh, touches his rear, and that's a big hit there from the Racing Point there into the Williams, and that Racing Point's got a massive chunk of damage on that left front wing. He's going to have to pit, or he's going to try and salvage the end to score some points, but if I was him, I'd pit. He's going to lose too much time, and these guys will be battling, so he possibly could gain back if he pits now. So will he pit, or is he going to risk staying out? He's going to risk staying out, it looks like. Yep, he's going to risk staying out, which is surprising. Wasn't going to expect that. Hang on a minute, what's happened here? Atomic's pit. Why is he... hang on, I think he's got end plate damage on his left front. Wow, a lot of people just got penalties. Has he got front wing damage? Yes, he has. That's twice now they got front wing damage on that McLaren, which is a shame. And the McLaren will be a bit upset, as they were looking good for a podium position, a very high position, as they qualified 3rd and 4th. And right now they're sitting 8th and 16th. There's one lap 26 at 36. Not that many laps left of the race, as we will soon be coming to the finishing stages of this race. And right now, Braga has actually picked up the pace. Oh no, Adam's lost it. Adam has gone off, it looks like, and he's now got wing damage. Both racing points have got wing damage, and that's a shame for the racing point as he goes off into the gravel, and that is a shame there. As right now though, we're going to go on board with Lewis Marshall in the Mercedes, catching up with the medium runner of FRL Terrace. So there's no way those mediums have gone off already. So Lewis must have saved up his overtake and ERS, and now starting to pick up the pace. You can see that he's gaining a bit of time there as Big Boy June gets overtaken by Sneaky, but that's probably because of the wing damage. But right now then, the Merc, is actually Legende is making a move on Felix. Felix didn't see it coming, and Adam retires there manually into the pits, so he's called it a day. So that's your 4th retirement of the day, as Legende there moves into 3rd place. It would say 5th since Dylan's no longer here. And Legende there moves into 3rd, and the Mercedes of Felix and Legende slowly closing on Praga and Terrace now, which I've also noticed. And right now then, Legende is 1.3 seconds. We'll keep an eye on that gap if he's actually catching up with Praga. Let's see what the gap between him and the leader is. Around about 1.7. So he's lost a bit of time that time there. He's gained it back though, so he could possibly catch up with him if Lewis now starts picking up the pace a little bit more and starts to attack the Alfa Romeo. We're on lap 28, and hopefully we see a nice scrap for the lead. Bit of a lock up there, I noticed, down the right front of the hards. And maybe that's why the mediums are now starting to fall off for Terrace in the Alfa Romeo. As he makes a move on the inside into the hairpin and gets a position there. Quick first, I was actually having a drink when he made that. Good move there from Lewis. Easy move. And Terrace didn't really put much of a fight. As Atomic actually sets a new fastest lap on the soft tyres, a 1:04.6. So that's the current new fast lap. I don't think anyone's going to be beating it on the used tyres unless they're Verstappen or Hamilton or anything like that. But yeah, I don't think anyone's going to be beating that soon, as we've got a scrap now for P8. Sneaky there. He's trying actually to take 7th, actually a scrap for 7th possibly, as Big Jr. is still limping around there with that wing damage. Sneaky stinking. Looking for it. No, stays behind right now. There's a lot of people losing a lot of time here because of Big Boy Duran's front wing, and they just can't get past him. And this is what Austria's like. When you're in DRS range, there's a massive train. You can't get past until one driver has actually got past from who's the closest. And the Haas there of James isn't that far off, currently in 10th place. So he could possibly be a thorn in Sneaky's side right now, as even with that wing damage, Big Boy June's actually got still better straight line speed, which is amazing, to be honest. And I'm still surprised actually how he's managed to make and hold that points position in 8th all the way since he got the front wing damage on his left front, as Legende now's in a 2nd range, so he has gained some time on Terrace now since Praga's made the position. So Terrace then must have overheated his tyres, and there is an issue right now. As the P1 battle then, if you guys do want to check that, as actually, is he going to make the move? Sneaky, I'll keep an eye on it, but is Sneaky going to make the move? Not yet. Alright, we'll keep an eye on it then. Terrace has actually gained a little bit more time now, 5/10, as it's technically a 5-way fight for the lead, as everyone's in the top 5 are within DRS. However, Terrace is still within his PB by a couple hundred, so the mediums are still working a little bit. Sneaky then has actually then got past Big Boy June. As Legende there. Oh, massive lock up there by Lewis. Massive lock up. That's going to take a lot of tyre life out those hards. Especially if you want to try and take them in. Mediums are a push, but I know hards can safely make it, but not if you keep locking up like that. There's no way they'll make it in time. As behind him there is trying to overtake James in 10th place. As right now we keep an eye on the fight for the lead. As we'll try and keep an eye on all the fights all around the track. Actually, I'm actually going to have to go in 10th place. right now, because this is really heating up. Look how close these drive. You can throw a blanket over them. So we'll keep an eye out if Terrace gets any closer. As Finley, oh no, this is going to end in tears. Yes, oh, big chunk of damage there, look like. Actually, no front wing damage at all. That's weird. I thought I saw damage there, carbon fibre at least. Oh, I'm going to have to go for the battlefront. Oh, there's one of the Reynolds goes off there, and there's Dylan's AI. Keep an eye at the front though, as they're getting really close. Any second now. Yeah, that Big Boy Junior, if I was you, mate, I'd just go for fastest lap, to be honest, and stop the guys getting it. Although back for the battle for the lead of this race for the 16 points, or 17 if you get the fastest lap, is between Praga, Terrace, Legende, and Felix and Khalifi. And a few of these actually were fighting actually in the pre-season race. And people were right then to say Felix and Praga favourite for the title. And here comes Legende now. Legende is not got that much ERS left, so he's going to have to be smart on his ERS management. He's going to have to save a few laps, wait, buy his time, and then go full out attack, I think. That's going to be the best strategy for him if he wants to try and win this race. Sneaky's fighting with the Haas. Big Boy Junior now drops to 14th, so yep. That salvageable attempt to try and stay in the points hasn't worked. So I think you need to pit, go on for softs. It's actually lagged a little bit there on the track map a little bit, if I'm honest. So Terrace then in second place. He's losing too much time to Lewis. If Lewis gets into a second, I think Lewis is going to run with it, to be honest. As Hope says, someone might get too impatient, and that's true. That can happen. People can be too impatient behind the car, and I'm not saying Felix is one of them, but I know Felix won't be happy staying behind these because it will be destroying his tyres. Same with the Legende and Khalifi. You know, they're getting technically the dirty air from Lewis as well. So Lewis is in a picnic right now. His tyres aren't getting affected by dirty air. His car's not getting affected by dirty air. And this is why he's ahead and quicker at the moment, as Felix is actually making a possible attempt there, it looked like. And I also noticed Legende and Felix make a tight turn into hairpin. Teresa runs a bit wide to try and get more speed down the straight, like a mile an hour, and that could possibly help him defend against Legendes. Probably Legendes now is defending on his ERS and also defending from Felix as James moves up to 9th. Behind him is intense, so Finley has made a mistake or has just lost it by track position by not having DRS. As on lap 33 then, the mediums have managed to hold up, and I wouldn't be surprised if they get punches. There's yellows in sector 2, I've got to jump on it. That is James. That's a big chunk damage, that's his front wing gone, and that's his points chance out of the race. Did 18 laps, maybe this is why the mediums now are starting to fail a little bit. I was like, Terrace is doing a very good job, 19 laps on mediums, still managing to stay with Praga, which is awesome right now. And Khalifi 21 laps on mediums, he's going to be pushing it to the end. Khalifi could, and Safi could get a puncher at the end of this race, as James has retired in the pits. I don't know why you would retire, but okay. He has retired in 15th, and he will be 16th technically, I believe. Well, good luck for your race tomorrow, Hype. As the Legende then is getting really closer and closer, and I've got to say PSG have done an amazing job with the grid placements because the grids are really close, and I think F6, me doing comments for F4 and F6, it's going to be very close between them, and I'm going to enjoy a lot more in the comms than me actually racing, to be honest, because this is a lot closer than it was in F10. And Legende then could be possibly announcing an attack as on the penultimate lap of this race. Who is going to take the win? Who's going to take the final 2 podium spots, second and third? Will it be Felix? Will it be Legende? Will it be Terrace? Or will it be Khalifi? Or will it be Praga? Any of these 5 could end up in the podium. This is very close to see a nice final lap shoot down, or showdown, as Terrace has actually now picked up the pace a little bit now and challenging Lewis. fair, I got to agree with you there. PSGL should have a lot more subs than what they have. I do remember they did used to stream before they had the PSGL channel, I believe. So maybe some of the guys who subscribe to the older channels may still be on that and thinking they'll still stream on that. But enough about subscribers and anything. Let's talk about F6, the final lap of this race. Who is going to win? Will it be the Mercedes? Will it be the Alfa? Will it be the Renault? Will it be the AlphaTauri? Who is it going to be? As we're coming now for the final time up this long straight, as they're going to lap Dylan for a second lap the way it's going. As we have 14 drivers remaining of this race. We had 20. We've had 5 retirements, so, well, more to be fair. 6 retirements including Dylan. Oh, Legenda's rear end was very unstable there. And has Felix seen an opening? Yes, he has. Felix moves into P3. Legenda loses it. Going to try an Albon and Hamilton. No, this is going to end in tears. Yes, it does. It's exactly the same way of the way what happened between Hamilton and Albon. And it's ended disappointing there for Legenda. Khalifi won't be complaining. Now he's in 4th. And if he gets investigated by his stewards and he does get a penalty, Felix will lose his 3rd place. But this is the man who should be in the number 44, not the number 77. But enough of that. Here comes Lewis Marshall then. He is going to take the win on track. But will he take the win on penalties? Praga wins. Yes, he does. Teres takes 2nd. Khalifi takes the win with 0 penalties, I believe. Praga probably wasn't expecting that. Praga drops to 2nd. Teres to 3rd. Even with that contact between Legenda and Felix. Legenda 4th. Felix takes 5th. Sneaky in 6th. Tipson 7th, Amsenfe 8th. Actually drops to 11th actually. Schnitzel gets 8th. Verheyen 9th. Finley 10th, but a possible penalty since the illegal pit lane. And Senfe is in 11th, as the places actually did move again. Actually, Senfe gets 12th. Oh, thanks, Hyped. Means a lot. It's my 2nd season doing it. Doing comms, so cheers. Well then. Nobody was actually expecting that. The AlphaTauri there takes a top step on the podium of Khalifi there, and he probably wasn't expecting it. And he will be happy and over the moon with the first round to go his way to take the win. And Praga there will be a bit disappointed, but will be happy to keep it on the podium. And with Teresa taking 3rd with a very lucky safety car strategy, which helped him to try and get a podium. Thank you, Gammon. However, then we will now go down the official results. Khalifi then takes the win only by having 1 penalty. If he had 1 more, Praga would have won and Khalifi would have been 2nd. Teresa 3rd then. Legende 4th. Felix 5th. Sneaky in 6th. Tipson 7th. Schnitzel takes 8th. Verheyen 9th. APG Atomic 10th. Finley in 11th, so he won't be getting a point after all. Senfi in 12th. Big Boy June 13th. Panos 14th. Dylan, who left, in 15th. James, Adam, Diagelo and Jerry and Cause all retired in the race, and well, wouldn't expect Diego Gello and Jerry to crash as teammates. And Atomic does take the fastest lap point in 10th place with a 1:4.6. As I will invite the top 3 there for podium interview now. Wow, what a race! As we will invite them now. I don't know if Legenda actually has a mic, so he might not join, but I'll invite him anyway. Come on, come on. As we invite Legenda, as we now invite Khalifi. And he hasn't been invited. Well then, we have a Praga who's made it, or as Lewis Marshall, as people may know, in the interview chat. As we'll start with you, I'll wait for everybody else then. Well, Lewis, unlucky not to get the win.
You may removed, hopefully.
Oh, you may possibly get a penalty. Oh, so Cleefy actually may not actually have the win then. But unfortunate events happen to that, and you had a very nice battle with Terror Racer a little bit, and a bit of T-Mode, does it also look like, by Felix at one point, where he just let you through and you tried to pull away and win the race. And have you got anything to say on strategy played into that and what probably cost you the win?
Well, yeah, there was definitely slight team orders, kind of, because I was behind Felix for about almost 10 laps or so, and I just felt I could go quicker. He was really slow on the exits and get sneaky, was getting really close to me, so yeah, we swapped positions. Then I allowed him to pit first, then so it was close on that. Then the safety car just came out, then people just got lucky with the safety car.
Well, yeah, I've got to agree with that. On that safety car actually helped Terror Race actually to be in the fight for the lead, because at one point he was only battling for like 8th and that. So
yeah, that safety car was annoying. Plus the Delta was going so slow.
Yeah, well, I noticed that as well. The safety car and the Delta can be a bit annoying. But another thing I actually have to ask as well, in qualifying, you two got your well with the first round of 1-2. But did it worry you that the McLarens were 3rd and 4th? Do you think they would have been a threat in your race, or was that just them just full pace and you guys weren't even going 100% pace yet?
In practice, me and Felix was doing quicker lap times than what we did. I think we both did a 2.9 or something like that.
Yeah, I believe you did a 2.9.
Yeah, I did a 2.8 in practice.
Wow.
And I think Felix could have went as quick as me. Yeah, I'm just annoyed about the race. Do you know the double left-handers in the middle sector?
Yep.
You got the little straight, then you got the second left. My controller, I was going straight, and my controller just turned right for some reason, and that gave me my second penalty.
So, I know what you mean. That's what Sandra has, I think. I believe
it put 2 warnings into one, because I only had one warning before that.
It's weird. I've never seen. Well, I have seen penalties be a bit silly on this game, to be honest. Well, that's a shame. That cost you the win, of course. But you've got to give it to Khalifi there, being there on those medium 22 laps, I believe, or 23 laps old, to come out of nowhere and take the win by penalties. You know, it's a very good result and could be a spice in the championship between you, Khalifi, Felix, Legende, and possibly Terror Racer, and somebody else could be winning the wings.
People got lucky today.
Yeah, I definitely got lucky.
Well then, one final question before we go. The next round is Hungary, I believe. How do you feel you're going to be at that track, and do you think you could get a win for next round if the penalty doesn't change or anything like that, or have another 1-2 in qualifying?
I've barely done Hungary on this game, so don't really know much about the track on this game. But yeah, me and Felix, we want wins. We want the championships.
I definitely could tell that. Felix and you definitely want the championship, and people did say that you were the favourites to fight for the title. Well then,
yeah, Felix was so unlucky not to get second or third as well.
Yeah, I do agree there. There was a nice fight there between him and Legende. Pushed him off a little bit, it was a bit cheeky.
Also,
but yeah,
shout out to Cameron as well, race engineer.
Cameron's very good at that. Well then, Lewis, thank you for this little interview, and unlucky that you didn't get the win, but congratulations on the podium as well, and good race and good battles all through that race.
Fuming.
Well then, Khalifi, well done on taking the victory after the pen situation, and you did say it was lucky, but I think at the end with them battling, you could have been in there even with 0 penalties or anything, because you're actually catching them up. And earlier on, people weren't catching up, like Sneaky, who did look quicker at the start of the race, but then you were like off my radar at the start, and then you came out of nowhere, and then wow, and then just takes a win just like that, which is great to see. And how did your race go from your point of view?
I think I had quite a push start, to be honest. I think I dropped from 8th down to like 11th or 12th, I guess I just got lucky with all the pit stops. I think people had damage.
Well, yeah, there
Yeah, I
was
knew I had
actually
a
a lot of
setup,
people who had
but
damage. Yeah.
yeah, I knew I had a setup as well that was good on tires, so I knew the mediums would make it to the end from lap 12. Safety car helped too, so yeah.
Well, that safety car was a crucial play, and as you said, you had a setup which was actually nice on the tyres, and setups, people may have different setups for an aggressive strategy, setups where the tyres are just going to get wrecked, and then there's setups which will help you, which with your tyres, which you ran. But even still, your pace today, even with the bad start, was phenomenal, and you got the win out of it, and you should be happy with that. And it's more motivation and to help you for the next round, which would be Hungary, of course. And do you think if you didn't have a bad start of the race, you could have been a lot closer to the front runners at the start and possibly challenged a bit earlier on?
I know in practice my time was as good as Praga's. Was doing, I think, 2.9, so I think I might have been up there in the mix, but I don't think I could have won that on track, to be honest. I just hope keeping it clean would win, and it did, so.
Well then, what was the question I was going to ask? Well, it is Hungary actually next week. Where do you feel you're going to be on track? Do you think you could get a surprise win again and beat the Mercedes by pens again, or beat them on track this time? Or do you think a podium or a points finish is on the cards?
I know Hungary is one of my worst tracks, so I don't think I'd win. I'd take a good points finish, to be honest, top 5, but yeah. I can't see myself winning again.
Well, you never know. Maybe another safe car, maybe a bit of luck could play into it. Well then, thanks Cleefy for this interview, and congratulations on your win. Everyone deserved it, and
Thank
you
you.
deserved it as well. And have a nice day for both drivers who turned up for the interview, and congratulations again on your podiums.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well then, I've been your commentator IRL Neon. This has been PSGL Season 26 F6 Round 1 at Austria. It's finally finished, Austria, after we had that restart, but it's been an action-packed race, and enjoyed the whole race, and the comments have been awesome to see, and everyone liked the little battles on track between Big Boy Duran and Sneaky, and then you got Damage and all the other fights for the lead and midfield. If you guys do want to see some more action-packed F6 races, join us next week, same time on Sunday, 8 o'clock, at Hungary, which will be round 2. But if you want to see more PSGL races, join us tomorrow on Monday at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and for the other F Formula grades, and FP, which would be on Tuesday. So have a nice day, and see you guys next time. Goodbye for now.